Oh, childbirth. It's like 3D printing a person. Bringing a baby into this world isn't easy, but for most of recorded history, other people, usually men, have been dictating to women the terms of their own childbirth, even when they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Time to take a couple of deep breaths and push out another history. Let's start all the way back in ancient Greece. Plato may have been one of the greatest philosophers of all time, and he could definitely rock that casual tunic look like nobody's business. But when it comes to baby making, he was clueless. He thought the womb could literally wander around the body like one of those DVD screensavers. Whoa, is that an eyeball? I am definitely on the wrong floor. As dumb as Plato's dumb ideas about women's anatomy were, they were accepted by male doctors for centuries. And doctors couldn't do their own research because for most of human history, male doctors refused to even watch a woman give birth. They avoided the delivery room like it was an idea a woman said in a meeting. In fact, in 1522, a curious German doctor decided to sneak into the delivery room dressed as a midwife. And guess what? He was burned alive for it. Like the most extreme drag race challenge ever. So because men didn't have the balls to see a vagina, it was up to the midwives to deliver the babies. That is until the mid-16th century when men realized how much money they could make by doing it themselves. But even in the delivery room, men were still so squeamish about seeing lady parts that they made women lie on their backs and cover their legs to deliver. That's why lying on your back is still the standard delivery procedure today. Even though there are so many more comfortable and efficient positions a woman can give birth in, on her side, squatting, on all fours, or how I did it, standing in line to get into the Gucci sample sale. Fun fact, if you find a placenta stain on the scarf, they'll give you an extra 5% off. Aside from awkward positions, men started doing all kinds of things to women we never would have chosen ourselves. We all know what this is, right? Now, why do you think this was invented? To chop down trees, hunt down unsuspecting hotties? Wrong. Originally, the chainsaw was invented to assist in childbirth. How horrifying is that? At that point, I'd rather just let the baby grow up inside me. It's no surprise male doctors would come up with the idea of chainsawing a baby out of a woman because a woman's pain was never really taken into consideration, which is crazy because pain is the most traumatic thing about childbirth. Well, that and going on Maury afterwards to find out who the child's father is. But for a long time, men believed that women should feel pain during childbirth, that it was part of her destiny. So painkillers weren't even an option. In 1591, a woman from Edinburgh had the gall to ask for pain relief during the birth of her twins, and no joke, she was burned at the stake for it. Yeah, another one. Apparently just telling someone no wasn't invented for another couple centuries. Painkillers were largely off limits until the mid-19th century when Queen Victoria used chloroform for the birth of her 8th child. She raved about it, which made it even more popular. She truly was the original mommy influencer. Thanks to Queen Victoria, drugging women during childbirth became much more acceptable. But after 100 years or so, the no drugs philosophy came back in style again, thanks to men like Dr. Grantley Dick Reed, the first modern physician to suggest women shouldn't get drugs at all, because he claimed that women's pain was all in their heads. In his defense, he was probably just trying to get revenge on his mom for giving him that name. Look, if women want drugs during childbirth, that's their choice. If they want to push a watermelon through a bagel hole without drugs, that's also their choice. The problem is when decisions are being made by other people without putting the woman first. And that's not just in the past, it continues today. There's OBGYNs who refuse to work with a doula, episiotomies being performed without consent, and unnecessary C-sections being pushed on women just to work around a doctor's lunch break, which is honestly kind of weird, because if you still have an appetite after cutting a person open, then I need a new doctor and you need a shrink. So to all the doctors and medical professionals out there, please listen to the women who are actually pushing another human being out of their bodies. Take their concerns seriously, put their interests first, and for God's sake, please, no more burning people at the stake. Great.